Dear patients of entrepreneurs, media reports that doctors and nurses play God these days, forced by an overwhelmed healthcare system to face a painful choice about whose life to save. A truly heroic human dilemma, especially if you act under a sacred oath to prolong any life at any cost. But there is nothing new about rationing care. Health authorities and medical workers do it all the time. And they even have special ethical protocols about the allocation of limited resources between patients. There are clear rules to follow. So now, with a limited supply of respiratory machines available to treat the most seriously infected by the coronavirus, they have to consider, as usual, the impact of underlying conditions on life expectancy, almost always going for the younger and relatively fit over the older deemed to have reached the end of their natural lives. Doctors and nurses, however, are not the only ones facing this kind of uncomfortable trade-offs. Some corporate managers and especially business owners face their own ventilator dilemma. Now, the emotional value of a human life is not up for discussion here, and it's clear that we should be willing to pay almost any price to save lives. But life, in its desperate desire to stay healthy and to feel happy, is always torn between two sides of the same coin, fear and hope. Today, we are all very much focused on the fear of death, forgetting too often about another viral killer, the death of hope, which comes with damage to people's livelihoods. Yes, we understand that fighting the coronavirus demands serious economic sacrifices, but it should be a decent social limit to any individual human cost. No business, no self-employment, and no single working contract with an owner-managed company should fall today between the political gaps of different stimulus and support programs. But plenty of them do, devastating lives in ways you don't always see. I understand that we have more pressing things to worry about right now than a bunch of crying entrepreneurs. But when they go under, we all lose something, because they are not only the essence of our economy and the employer of a big part of our population, but they also try to change the world with a priceless Candor spirit. So my question is, are we willing to lose a whole generation of them? How can we not see that they also need assistance to keep their private lives on track, so they can keep their businesses on track to stand by the stuff? Yes, many business owners are also struggling today as medical people with tough decisions on a very personal level, fully aware that the individual job decisions can potentially destroy livelihoods of those employees they ask to go and their families. Just thinking about these choices breaks many hearts today. The threat of their own bankruptcy is obviously part of entrepreneurial destiny that every owner must calculate in his business risk. Because anyone can fall, even the smartest and the best prepared, working on the best business ideas. But fortunately, for all of us, they always underestimate this risk, paying a huge private price for our common progress. Most of them fall. Statistically, they have to. They lose their dreams and go under without achieving business sustainability and entrepreneurial glory. However, when bankruptcy happens to them in normal market circumstances, they can only blame themselves and maybe some bad luck. But this time, it's not their own fault. I always wanted to build a bankruptcy memorial. We commemorate so many important people, from scientists to artists, and from politicians to soldiers. But there is, however, no place where we could stop, at least for a moment, to think about the fate of a bankruptcy. and to thank the victims of business fiasco. We owe them so much, but we never feel the same taste of painful failure. Yes, I'm very familiar with what it means to allocate a scarce resource, what it takes to weigh human costs versus opportunity costs for each employee. And no, we don't have any clear rules for who should keep the job and who should get fired. So moral injury and psychological suffering are now a looming reality for our frontline business owners, in many cases leading to an unbearable distress. We often look at medical workers and thank them for their service, never being able to fully comprehend what they go through. But the same is true today for the business owners, for the employers. You may think you know, but you don't. And this is why they truly deserve my Bankruptcy Memorial, more than ever.